Hello friends and welcome to today's episode of Booked. Today I'll be talking to Michael Parks about the St. Lawrence Writers' Festival. Hello friends, welcome to another episode of Booked. This is a special edition episode. I am your host Saffron Asteria and joined today by Michael Parks. Hello, how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I said that like we haven't just recorded a live interview like 20 minutes before this.
Yeah.
But the illusion of time, when you have like edited episodes that you can put out in the future, I always forget about that, but you're seeing behind the curtain, folks. How very exciting. So today we are focusing on the St. Lawrence Writers' Festival. So thank you so much for letting me be a part of helping you spread the word about this incredible festival. So I'm basically just going to like fire questions at you and find out more about the event itself. And if you do have any questions about the event, please do put comments below the video and we'll do our best to get those answered for you. So
yeah.
First off, what the heck is the St. Lawrence Writers' Festival? Can you tell me about it?
So it's an as of now annual. So this is the second one. The first one was in 2025. I think it was the 7th, 8th, and 9th of September 2025. And it's basically just was an inaugural literary festival, and now it's annual. It's city sponsored, and then obviously like a lot of local authors pitch in to help. Essentially, it's a place for readers and authors to interact. We have a bookseller in the basement. There's so many panels. So many famous authors are in attendance. Last year we had Rod Carley. Well, we have him again. He's on the board. But we had Rod Carley in conversation with Wayne Johnson, in conversation with Terry Fallis. We had Holly Gatery, who is a publicist and a poet laureate. That's cool. Awesome. She actually has an interview on my blog too. But she was there with Gary Barwin, Stuart Ross, they're poets. So we had poetry, we had like crime suspense, we had like all sorts of genres and all sorts of people. We also had Ali Hassan, I think from like CBC or something. He did like a stand-up. Cool. So famous Canadians were in attendance. And like I mentioned in my last interview, like one of the co-writers of Forget About It was there. So that is a huge Canadian show. I'm like, oh my God, what? So that was such a cool surprise.
That's very cool.
There's local authors there, obviously. Like, again, like I mentioned, like, hey, I know you, you know? It's like, oh, cool. So there's local authors. There's, obviously, we do fly in authors from far away in Canada. So yeah, it's panels, it's book shopping, it's a little bit of everything. Great place to network, obviously, because like, yeah, again, it's like, oh my God, like you wrote Forget About It and you're here, like, and yeah, like famous authors, local authors, like we do try to get like all types where it's like beginning career, mid-career, end career types. So a good mix.
Yeah.
There's locals, there's people down there selling books. There's a massive like bookseller by the Books Better bookshop in Smith Falls. She was there this year. Sorry, she was there last year. She will be there again this year. So yeah, because between the panels and the events and stuff, you can go downstairs. I think there's refreshments, there's booksellers, local authors, you know, great place. And then also City of the Thousand Islands. So we always have a cruise. Last year it was a horror cruise, and there's a bodybuilder who is the son of one of the committee members. He chased the boat, not with a chainsaw, maybe with a chainsaw. He chased the boat as it's leaving like the harbor for like, you know, effect. I think he was in like full makeup or something. And then this year, so this year we're ending off on another cruise. It's the Love Boat cruise. So we're going for romantasy this year, right? So you can actually get Harlequin book covers taken with this bodybuilder on the pier before the boat takes off. So yeah. So you can get you can get, I don't know, erotic photos taken with them. I don't know.
At the festival. Oh my goodness.
That's what Harlequin means, right? I mean, he is shirtless, so
yeah. So is it gonna be like those old school like romance novels where it's like hair's flowing in the wind and she's on the back of a horse? Is that the vibe you're going for, or is it more like modern erotic fantasy sort of?
Next year we'll need a horse.
You might need to. I feel like that's something. You've still got time. to organise a horse, but I don't know what kind of permits you'd need for a horse by a boat.
We have a city councillor on the board. We'll
That'll be
figure
fine.
it out.
Maybe check with them first. We're only a few minutes into this, and there's already so much going on at this festival. So, before we get too far into like what actually goes on, what are the dates for the festival this year?
So this year, because of demographics and turnout, we decided instead of having it Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's now Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
One of the main reasons was everyone was completely exhausted on Sunday.
I get it.
So, so it's Thursday, September 10th, Friday, September 11th, and Saturday, September 12th, 2026 at the Brockville Arts Hub.
Fab. Okay. Awesome. Yeah. So you said before we started recording, there are two very similarly named places around the area. So is the Arts Hub?
The Arts Hub.
Okay.
So the Arts Hub is, I think it's called St. John's United Church, right?
Okay.
So the Arts Hub is a church with massive meeting hall, several stages, very like it's great for holding events. The Arts Center is a historic red brick building that is like on the opposite end of downtown. So we're in the hub, we're in the church. We're not in the fire station, playhouse, movie theater, town hall thing.
Maybe I'll be hanging out there. So one thing I wanted to ask you was, obviously this is a local festival. Do you plan on keeping it like just in terms of speakers and things like that? Are you exclusively working with Canadian authors, or will you be going sort of outside of Canada?
As of right now, I'm pretty certain it's just Canadian at this point. I think it's almost purely Canadian.
Yeah.
So the problem with getting international authors is if we have to fly someone out from Britain or like far away, then it's kind of like that's more expensive, right? Like even just a domestic flight's kind of a lot for some of these people because we're doing flight, we're doing accommodations. Like a lot of the authors are paid for entirely.
Yeah.
And then also, I think it came up, but the political situation with the U.S. has an impact.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah.
Some of these authors won't even write books set in U.S. right now because it's just too kooky. So, due to political factors, due to political factors that then impact economic factors, we're keeping it, I'm pretty sure, purely Canadian for now. I'm pretty sure everyone on here is from like Toronto or Vancouver or yeah, it looks like everyone's Canadian.
No, that's fine. I was just curious more for in the future. I guess you'll just see what happens as you're planning different events and stuff. But I mean,
with how well it's going though, maybe later on, but I can't speak to that with certainty at this time.
You might end up being a traveling festival where it's so massive that you have to do it in different places. You might be going to exotic countries. It might be, I believe in you guys. I think it's going to be good. I mean, it sounds like from what I've seen in a previous interview of yours, is that it was so wildly successful that you were like, let's do this every year. So what part of the previous festival felt so successful to you guys that you were like, this needs to be an annual thing now?
I think the sheer turnout. So a lot of the authors, Linwood Barclay is a Canadian bestseller. And I think he gave a letter that said like, well, this is one of the best attended literary festivals I've ever been to.
That's nice.
No, many of them said that, right? Like Terry Fallis also gave us a letter. A lot of them were like, whoa, this is the best attended like I've ever been to. And it's like, well, you've been to a bunch because your publisher puts you on like circuits to do this, right?
Yeah.
So when they're going to like 5, 6, 7 events, like back to back, and they're like, oh, this is one of the best. Well, because it's one thing if maybe one person says that, it's like, okay, it's like a compliment. But when everyone says it, it's like, okay, well, this is like actually serious then.
Yeah. For sure.
And like, yeah, like the poets were just over the moon with their turnout. I guess normally it's far less, and they had a lot. So it's like it's good to see.
That's so nice.
And then Brockville is a very small town. So we're 22,000, and we're the biggest. We're technically a city somehow, but we're the biggest. Well, I don't know. We're the biggest city town thing in like the general area, you know?
Yes. Yeah, I
So
understand.
I think like the next biggest one is like Kingston, Ontario,
Mhm.
maybe I think Kingston one way and Ottawa the other.
Okay.
So we're kind of small and we're the
Mm.
biggest city town thing in our area. So it's like we're the county seat.
Yeah.
Um with our population of like 22,000, right? So
Mhm.
um yeah, it was incredibly well attended. Like hundreds of people came. Like there was like the whole auditorium was packed.
Wow,
And for
what a
like
good
most of these
feeling.
panels, it's like, oh, okay, that's really good.
That is so
um,
fantastic.
yeah, and just we had so many local authors. We had so many like best-selling authors. Like so many
Mhm.
people came. I guess the return on investment was obviously worth it as well.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it went incredibly well. And then I was invited to be on the committee and later on the board following the first one. And of course, I
Mhm.
was like, yes. And yeah, so then here I am doing interviews about it. But yeah, it was a runaway success. And like everyone was like surprised. The organizers were surprised. The city was surprised. The authors, like everyone. And it's like, ooh.
So
So
it's gonna go from being surprised to being absolutely expected.
yeah. So we're really hoping that like we've improved on the last one and the last one did amazing. So
Wow.
with our improvements this year, we're really,
Mhm.
really, really hoping that we can make it even bigger this time. And we're going to continue to improve. Like we're pretty serious about this.
It definitely seems like it. I mean, you've
Yeah.
done. I know that you've organised some other interviews to talk about the festival with other podcasters and people that have shows and things.
Mm.
I think that's a really, really good way of reaching a much wider audience because if your success was good locally, and if you can get people to even travel
Oh yeah.
from like the States or from like further parts of
Mhm.
Canada, it's going to be fantastic for you guys, and it also helps those writers, those authors that you have involved doing the panels and the different sort of sections during the event. It gets them a wider audience as well. So this
Mhm.
whole thing has a wonderful symbiosis about it that I'm digging. I love it. And it's also nice to talk to somebody that's part of the organization of it all because you don't always get to peek behind the curtain, especially when you attend an event. You you just sort of turn up and everything's done for you and you just get to enjoy yourself. And for me it's usually mildly stressful because there's a lot of people, but other than that you get to enjoy yourself and
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about a thing. You don't have to think about like where the fire exits are and are there enough security guards, or like how do we process the tickets and how do we get people to come in the first place, how do we make
Mhm.
sure they enjoy it, how they're comfortable, or the toilets, that all that stuff you don't have to worry about when you attend something like this. So
Mhm.
it's a huge props to you guys for undertaking something and wanting to make it even bigger than it was last year. So
Yeah.
what a cool thing to be a part of. That's very
Mhm.
cool. And it must be really affirming as a writer as well to want to to have been asked to be involved in something like this. Like that
Mhm.
must have felt really good.
It is nice to be involved in the community. Yeah.
Hmm, that's cool.
Mm.
So I know that the website's currently under construction, so I don't know if it will be out live with all the information on by the time this episode comes out. But if it isn't, then there should be a link to the website where you can sign up for
Mhm.
updates via a mailing list. But so we know when it is. So it's the 10th to the 12th of September. We know where it is. So it's at the Brockville Arts Hub. So what can people expect when they attend? If you don't have like the exact events on every day, that's fine. But what sorts of things can people expect to do while they're there?
Well, I'm just going to read word for word off the scheduled
Please
one.
do. Please
So
do. Then we know it's right.
starting Thursday, September 10th, we
Mhm.
start off with Welcome Bienvenue in Bien de Geg. Bien de Geg is, say, a Vishnnavi
Okay.
or Ojibwe.
Okay.
S-
Native tribe.
A, a native dialect of some kind, yeah.
Okay.
So Welcome Bienvenue in Bien de Geg. And then that's 6:30, which then kicks off 6:45 to 7:45, which is Moon of the Post-Apocalypse,
Hmm.
which is Wabashig Rice
Hmm.
of Sudbury in conversation with Rod Carley. This will be sponsored by Peter Heggie. Also worth mentioning, the entire festival, our biggest sponsor as of this time, our gold level sponsor is River West Co.
Okay.
They're a company downtown,
Hmm.
and they've donated like $1,500 worth of swag bags. I think it's like
Wow.
1,000 in cash. So whatever they donated, it was like a net sum of 2,500 or more.
Fantastic.
So, massive shout outs to River Westco.
Mhm.
And then 8:15 to 9:15, it's Terry and Wayne's Excellent Adventure, which is Terry Fallis of Toronto and Wayne Johnston of also Toronto. In conversation with Rod Carley, this is sponsored by Little Redstone Pottery. Friday, September 11th, we have YA and children's authors during the afternoon at the Brockville Public Library, and it looks like some other people would like to do something. We're still working on some of these things.
Mhm.
But yeah, we really want to focus more on children's and YA as well. It was something that people were like, where's the kids panel? Where's the YA panel? It's like, we got you this year.
Oh, that's awesome.
And also a lot of romantasy, but yes, like there will be children's YA. It's not just romantasy.
Mhm.
Yeah, so a little bit more varied. Looks like Karen Carter will be there. Oh, born in Trinidad, lives in Toronto. That's fun. Not many people are from Trinidad. I'm a quarter Trinidadian, and I swear I never hear of
Really?
anyone being from there.
No, me either. I need to broaden my horizons.
Yeah. So 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. is local writer events then.
Mhm.
And then 4 to 5 is to be confirmed. That's area writers volunteering. So looks like we have some we still have some things to work out there.
Yeah, for sure. Mhm.
So 5:30 p.m. to 6:15 p.m. on Friday, September 11th is Meet the Grin Reaper,
Mhm.
which is Gary Barwin with Carolyn Bennett. Gary's great. He's a local poet. He was there with Stuart Ross and Halle, yeah.
Mhm.
Last year. 6:30 to 7:30 is Ain't No Mansplaining Here with Heidi Raymer, Heidi von Poleski,
Mhm.
Halle Gatory. Hi, Halle. And then Catherine Bush, and the moderator will be Emily Whedon. This is
Mhm.
sponsored by Keys. Emily Whedon,
Mhm.
what are her novels called? Autocrator and Hemo Sapiens vampire book. I remember this because she gave me and Jean Forrest like gummy teeth, like the candy
Oh, that's
at the
cute.
first festival. And she was the one. Her boyfriend was Willem Wennekers, who was the co-writer of Forget About It.
Oh, cool. Nice.
Yeah, I wanted to mention her books first, though. I wouldn't want to be like,
Yes.
but yeah,
Her reputation precedes her, and then also she
Yeah.
is dating this dude.
yeah. So yeah, great author. Check out her books, and she's also the moderator.
Fabulous.
8 to 9 is Tell It to the Water with Donna Morrissey, and conversation with Allie Bryan. And then Saturday is kind of the bigger day.
Mhm.
So 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. downstairs is I Heard the Poet Say. So that's Carolyn Vandermeer, Margot Lapierre, Armand Garnett Ruffo, fun name, Kim Fonner, and then I think we're trying to get Lois Lortimer as the moderator there.
Mhm.
I don't think that's confirmed though.
Okay.
And then sponsored by Catherine Hobbs, so the city councillor on the board.
Mhm.
Yeah. 10 to 11 upstairs is In a Land Called Romantasy with Shade Lapete, Kelly Armstrong, H. Leighton Dixon, and Ron Zajac will be the moderator for that one. So the local reporter on the committee. And that's sponsored by Brickhouse Masonry. 11:30 to 12:30 is from Manuscript to Marketplace, getting published in Canada by Patricia Westerhoff. 1 to 2 is lunch break, and then 2 to 3:30 is Blast from the Past with Giles Blunt, Donna Morrissey, Frances Boyle, Lucy Black, and Randall Perry will be the moderator of that. This is sponsored by Paul Larson, who I believe is also on the committee.
Cool.
4 and 5 is Word Shakers and Story Makers with Russell Smith, Darlene Madot, Judith Thompson, Dennis Bach, and Heidi von Poleski will be the moderator of that. 5:30 to 7:30 is a dinner break because it's downtown. There's a lot of restaurants around there. 8 to 11 p.m. is then, so the finisher basically is the Love Boat, hosted by Amy Jones. Allie Bryan will be there, as will Carrie Clare, Farrah Heron, Lily Chu, and Maggie North. And then we also offer Friday, September 11th and Saturday, September 12th, synonym buns for writers, which is a one-on-one manuscript consultation with Randall Perry, of which only 6 manuscripts will be accepted, and that was sponsored by Rod Carley, so a local author who's on the board. Yeah, because I always forget to mention this. So it's for readers. It's for authors. It's also for prospective authors. There's stuff for getting a manuscript edited. There's people there involved with publishing. It's not just people who like books and people who write books. It's people who like books who want to write books.
Mhm.
So yeah, when we say like we're inclusive, we mean of everyone at every stage.
Mhm.
Brand new authors like Jean Forrest,
Mhm.
remember the girl? I was like, hey, I know you. Yeah, she published like in January of that year.
Wow.
So she had just the one book, and it's like, yeah, like come on in. And then there's like mid-career authors who are like
Mhm.
semi-established, and
Mhm.
then obviously we have our bestsellers and our people who have been writing for decades. But yeah, we also want like aspiring authors or people who just like writing, and
Mhm.
um, obviously it's mostly readers there, but there are
Mhm.
some interesting people. It's a great place to network as well. Just yeah, it's definitely worth making the trip if you're nearby. Yeah.
Maybe even if you're not nearby, but if you can afford to go.
Yeah, like we had people travel in from not just the authors that we flew out, but we've
Yeah.
had people come from like Ottawa, Kingston, like an hour or two away, I think,
Mhm.
for the first one. So for the second one, we're probably going to get even more people, which would be great for Brockville.
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it must do wonders for the local economy to have all these people come in and like go to these restaurants and use the small businesses and stuff. Because if it's over like 3 days, you're going to have money going into like hotels and
Hmm.
various places like that. So, I can imagine that this is just really great for the whole town, city thing.
Yeah, and again, on like the back end reports,
Mhm.
that is something that we're looking at where it's like, yeah, we want to stimulate the local economy. We
Mhm.
want to bring money in. People are doing hotels, people are doing restaurants, people are shopping. That
Mhm.
is why there's some pretty generous breaks in there.
Mhm.
um, but yeah, obviously, like our main purpose is to be a literary festival, make Brockville a
Mhm.
literary hub again,
Mhm.
bring in authors, bring in like people, have just like a fun event for everyone involved. But yeah,
Mhm.
in the back end, where like the boring stuff is, it's like yeah, economic reasons. Obviously, literary, it's good for that too.
Mhm.
I think getting kids reading, like again, back end stuff, it's more boring, but yeah.
Mhm. No, I don't. I mean, it's not boring to me. I find it interesting, but it's again, it's one of those things that you don't really consider as being part of like the whole pie
Hmm.
when somebody's putting on an event or when an organization is putting on an event. So, I think it's important to remember, like, if you are not really sure if you want to go, I mean, think about all the good things you're doing for the local
Hmm.
economy. That's a selling point as well as how
Yeah,
the festival sounds.
because
So,
yeah, those back
mhm,
end documents, the scope was
mhm,
gigantic. I was
for
like,
sure.
oh, like again, even on the surface, even as a board member, it's
Mhm,
like, yeah, like we're putting on a literary festival, we're putting on a literary event, we're bringing in readers, bringing in writers, we're like flying some authors out type thing. But
yeah.
um, the sheer scope of these documents and how like long reaching the time was, it's like,
Mhm,
oh, yeah, a
yeah.
lot more goes into planning big events like this than one would think.
Yeah.
And obviously, it's even more complicated or over thought out
Mhm.
when obviously the municipality is involved type thing because we do get some municipal funding.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it's really interesting to be on like that side of it.
Yeah, it must be,
Yeah,
especially
if you
with your
can help out
background.
in like a local literary event, definitely do it. It's fun.
Mhm. Well, yeah, because I mean, you have don't you have a BA and an accounting degree?
I have a honors bachelor of commerce in
Mhm,
accounting,
mhm.
and then the college one is a Ontario College Advanced Diploma with Distinction in Business Administration, which
Yeah,
isn't the same as a degree. The degree supersedes that.
but it's still a lot of education
Yeah.
around business and the way things work, and
Mhm.
this must be like an intellectual playground for you because
Kinda.
it's like stuff that you've learned and now you're seeing it all kind of in motion. And like a year is not that long to plan a massive event. So you guys must be
Yeah.
busy all the time, like getting ready for this thing. Because obviously last year was September and it's not been that long and you're already like organizing when it's going to be. Like you must be doing this all the time,
There's
surely.
a weekly meeting and a lot of email
Yeah.
chains, yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Oh, honors bachelor of commerce with accounting. Did I say they're both with distinction? I guess it doesn't matter, but they're both with distinction.
I'm proud of you. That's awesome. Yeah, so I mean, it sounds like such a good time. And
Mhm,
uh, what do you think? As somebody that you attended it as an author, was it last year?
mhm.
And Was it like infrequent, but it still happened prior to that event? Or was that the first time it had ever been a thing last year?
The first occurrence of the literary festival
Yeah.
last year. There
Okay.
was nothing.
Mhm.
It was first thought of basically last year, or
Yeah.
maybe
Mhm.
like late 2024 for the planning.
Mhm.
But no, this is the first of its. The first iteration of it, yeah, was last year.
God, that's even more impressive.
Mhm.
That's very cool. So, if you were going to attend it just as a guest, let's say you weren't involved in the whole thing, what do you think would be the most exciting things to look forward to as a guest attending the festival?
I guess it kind of depends what you're into.
Okay.
We do kind of have a little bit of everything. I
Mhm.
want to say Wabashig Rice is a poet. I'm pretty sure he is.
Mhm.
So if you're into poetry, we have poetry. If you're into
Mhm.
YA and children's, obviously we have stuff for that. Um, Big focus on romantasy this year.
Yeah.
So if you're into that, like we have a whole cruise for that. We have like a whole photo shoot thing for that.
Mhm.
um, so it's kind of like I would say it's like kind of pick and choose,
Mhm.
which is actually nice though because it's less overwhelming that way. Where it's like, oh, a
Yeah.
3-day festival, 2 of which are like weekdays, right?
Mhm.
But no, not necessarily, right? You might want to come out for an event on Thursday and then
Mhm.
something on Saturday, right? Like,
Mhm.
um, some people just did the whole festival,
Mhm.
but it's kind of like pick your own, I'd say.
Choose your own adventure festival.
Yeah, like it's hard to say because we really cover a lot of stuff here.
Yeah, you do. Mhm.
Yeah. Hmm. The beauty of literacy.
Well, what about you? Like, if you're thinking about what things you would enjoy the most,
Me?
as a lover of writing and reading, what are you looking forward to?
Probably the word shakers and story makers,
Mhm.
and probably some of the poetry. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this, but I did private print like a poetry book like this month.
Did you?
Yeah.
I must have missed that.
Oh, I think I've only mentioned it on one podcast appearance. I don't even know if I mentioned it. It hasn't come up much.
No. What?
um,
Tell me more.
yeah. Well, there's someone I just knew for 10 years and we're like weirdly close.
Mm.
And um I was having a bit of writer's block, but I wanted to try poetry. So I was like, you're my
Mhm.
muse now. So
Oh.
oh, they were over the moon about it. They loved this. It was such a cute gift because we also have Obvious Santa.
Mhm.
So they got me, what are they called? Oh no, that's too much work. Okay. Well,
We'll have to imagine
they
it.
got me 2 horror books, right? Because
Mhm.
often, Obvious Santa, we buy each other books. And I just wrote them an entire poetry book, which, well, 16 poems, one of which was already written. So, 15.
Mhm.
Some of them were, I'm really, really, really close with this person to the point where it's like some of these poems could not see the light of day. So
That's fair. Okay.
we had to pick out some of the more absurd ones
Mhm.
because someone's going to be reading this when it's private printed.
Mhm.
So I took out anything that might be a little embarrassing, but um yeah, it's really personal, I would say.
Mm.
Like I also wanted to give it a try, right? Where it's like, okay, like obviously some of these are love poems, but
Mhm.
some of them were horror, right? Because this is someone I've known a decade. So some of it's like that time we had like a nice cuddle at like there's a lake I like
Mhm.
at a nature preserve.
Mhm.
So it's like, oh, looking at the lake with you, arms around your waist, whatever.
Mhm.
But
Whatever.
some of two of them were horror actually. So one is
Mhm.
called The Something, which they do not like that one because they don't like to be reminded of the something. But it's like you're the one with this thing behind you, so it's an
That's
issue.
hilarious.
And then the other one was God, what is it called? It's Doppelganger
Okay.
because again, I've known them forever.
Mm.
So back at my first university, so I dropped out of University of Ottawa. So way back then in like 2017 or
Okay.
2018 or something,
Mhm.
there was a person. It's a girl, obviously.
Mm.
So um, there is a girl who I swear looked exactly like this one. Okay, so not this one, the one really close, whatever. Anyway,
Mhm.
so um, same shoes, same pants,
Mhm.
same gait, same hair,
Mhm.
same jacket, same everything, going in a direction she would never go in ever. And she basically never left the dorm alone either. So I'm like, she's going in a direction she would never go at a time she doesn't go places. And it walked wrong. Like, its leg, like, it walked funny. It's like, I was like, what the hell? So I remember messaging her. I'm like, what are you doing going that way right now? Because again, like, it was odd. And she's like, I'm in my dorm. I'm like, like, what do you mean you're in your dorm? What am I looking at right now?
Creepy. So on the run up to the festival, obviously you're going to have pieces of information and news coming out at different stages. So where can people find information or updates on tickets and their availability, for example?
As it stands, there's a lot of information on social media, but in a more centralized place, it would be on the website, I would say. So you can sign up for the newsletter there. And also the Facebook page for the St. Lawrence Writers Festival, which I believe the link is in the comments.
Yep, it should be.
Or sorry, in the description. It's updated frequently. So as new things happen, it's usually posted onto the St. Lawrence Writers Festival Facebook page, and then we'll be updating our website and sending out like update letters and such. So
excellent. So everybody, if you're interested in going to the festival or even just keeping up to date with it, as Michael said, you can sign up for the newsletter. You can follow the festival on Facebook so you can get regular updates. You've also got some other interviews coming out with yourself and other board members and people involved in the festival, so keep an eye out for those. It's been really fun learning about it, and I hope that this reaches you, audience, for the St. Lawrence Writers Festival, or people that might even be thinking about going next year, because I have a very good feeling this is going to be an indefinite event that goes on every year.
Yeah, we do too.
I'm willing it into the world. I'm not magic, but I'm hoping that I am just for this. So yeah, thank you again, and good luck, and I hope you have an incredible festival.
Yeah, thank you for this, Saffron.
Of course.